The banks of the River Cam have long been a top draw for talented people from overseas, as well as wide-eyed tourists, but these days the leisurely flow of foreigners has become a little more hectic. Interestingly, today's figures show that Cambridge and Anglia has now pipped London as the #1 destination for these East European workers. For the government, this is further evidence that workers from those A8 countries are coming here to fill skills gaps and vacancies rather than competing with local British workers. 65,000 of the 427,000 East Europeans registered on the government's worker registration scheme are now in this region, working in the fields, in food processing and the venerable local institution of the punts.
5 or 6 years ago we had a lot of Australians applying for jobs, and now they've almost disappeared completely, and they've been replaced by people from Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary. Works very well. They're often, some of them are coming from countries with quite high unemployment, 10% or so at times, and so they're very determined to get jobs, and once they're here they're very determined to keep them and do very well.
Everywhere you go in a town like Cambridge, you have the same story. Security guards, waiters, scaffolders, all from Eastern Europe. Where are you from?
I'm Lithuanian.
And are there many Lithuanian workers doing this stuff?
Well, not particularly this job, but many kind of jobs in Cambridge, yeah.
She says her hometown in Lithuania is now half empty as workers, many highly overqualified, move to the new Baltic state of Anglia. When they advertise here for a sandwich packing job with pay at the minimum wage of £5.5 an hour, 9 out of 10 applicants are from Eastern Europe. Do you not get anybody from locally, any local Britons?
As a percentage, I would say less than 10% would be local UK nationals that apply for that.
Why is that?
I don't know. Do they feel it's beneath them, or it's something that they don't want to do for that kind of money? We don't have enough of them come in to sort of decide that, for them to tell us why they're not coming in.
Even though across Britain unemployment has been creeping up for the past year and a half, the labour market is absorbing this huge influx of new labour, as it's particularly concentrated in areas with large numbers of relevant vacancies. Our labour is being traded within Europe in a market of 450 million people, a bit like fruit and veg. And the employers in this full employment town are saying they'd rather get their workers from Bratislava than from Birkenhead. The question is, why?
The evidence that we've got shows that they make a real contribution to this region, and in fact the evidence also shows that on average per capita, per head, that a migrant worker makes a bigger contribution to the economy in terms of the tax they pay than a UK resident. So there are real benefits to people coming here to work here and to contribute to the region's economy.
The picture being painted here is one of no losers. The bosses can't get native Britons to do the jobs around the minimum wage because of the very high cost of living. So this influx, often housed in dorms, has helped keep profits high by keeping inflation and pay levels down. Faisal Islam, Channel 4 News in Cambridge.